Hi there, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my Lollipop Box Club channel today. I am getting creative. I have gathered all up these lovely bits and pieces from the September kit, and I am going to show you how I use the mini DIY kit. In every kit there is a little DIY kit. Yours this month will come in this teeny little envelope. The idea being you can possibly use the envelope for something else afterwards, but there'll be instructions in here along with a few bits and pieces to make up this month's kit. I will have also the details on the blog, and obviously you've got the video here to go with it. So this month we are making a mini clipboard. I am going to start by using the box that the kit actually comes in. So I am going to cut that up, and we are going to use this as the base of the clipboard. It's going to have a small magnet on the back so you can pop it on the fridge. Obviously you don't have to use that, not everybody wants clutter on their fridge, so you could always add a couple of holes with some twine, ribbon or string at the top, and you can then add it to a hook or something like that, so you don't have to use the magnet. Now I want mine to be just slightly larger than my list sheets. We've got a couple of lists from the kit, and I don't want a huge board, just a slightly larger board than what these are. So let's see if we have a small gap at the bottom. So maybe this, I'm just cutting it by freehand. Doesn't matter to me if it's not completely perfect. And then slightly larger than that, so there. Let's cut that. So that's my size that I'm going with. Let's try and straighten that up slightly. Straight lines are never quite my thing. I never seem to quite get them. And let's tidy this one up. I do quite like having lists around the house. I find it quite handy. I like to be able to tick things off. So let's stick with that, and yep, that's the perfect size for me. The idea being then we've got the magnet for the back, and I am going to attach the clip so we can stick that on. Then you don't have to use the same clip. You can use it for a menu, you can use it for all kinds of various bits and pieces. So first of all, this looks rather boring. Let's pretty it up a little bit. With the kit you get some book pages, so I am going to stick the book pages on. I am just going to be using some, let's open this up, might be easier. I'm just going to use some regular PVA glue. I buy this particular one online. It can also be bought in Hobbycraft. My brother recommended it to me years ago. I've always stuck with it. It works really well, and it's, you know, those things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is that the right saying? I don't know. I always get things muddled up. You know what I mean though. So let's pop that on there. I'm going to do something with the edges. I'm not quite sure what yet. Let's tear those off. We don't want perfection, do we? There we go. And I'm going to do the other side as well, although it's going to be on the back and we don't see it. It's just nice knowing that it's pretty anyway. So let's do that side. Again, putting the glue on doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's more or less covered. Let's pop that on there, and we'll fold the edges again and the top, and then I'm just going to get some white paint on this. So I've got my usual, the System 3 original acrylic paint, which I really like, and I am going to get some paint on here. I don't want it covered up completely. Would have probably been a better idea to use gesso, actually, saying that. I've got quite a lot on here, haven't I? I am going to pop some back in here, and then I will set it to dry. I think actually what I'm going to do, this is just a bit too white for my liking. I might use this as the back and actually get my gesso out for the other side. So I'm going to do that. I'll leave that to dry first though. I've now finished. I've got a couple of loose ends which I am just going to trim off as I don't really want them. And I will also show you the difference between using the acrylic, which is this side, and the gesso, which is this side. As you can see, this is much more transparent. It really is only a base. I really wanted the wording to show through, so I will be using this side, but you can obviously then see the difference between the two. So that's done. Now I am going to work on this. I want to be able to stick my little notes on. I've decided to use a glue gun to stick this on. I haven't tried it before, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to work. So I'm going to go and grab the glue gun and see how well it sticks. Fingers crossed. Let's add some glue to the back. We want a decent amount. And let's pop that in the middle. Actually, do you know, I'm going to stick it higher. So that, let's wipe that off there. That will peel off anyway. The idea being I can use this then as a hook to hang on the wall. I just thought about that. I can always paint over that again. It's no biggie. There we go. And the nice thing with the glue gun, it glues really fast. That's stuck really well. So I'm really happy, and like I said, I can just use then a pin or something in the wall or even on a notice board to hold that. So you can either use the magnet, which I'm going to use here. This comes with the kit. It is sticky on the back, but actually that's stuck quite well, but I am going to use a little bit of glue. I always like to use that when I use these, just to make sure that they really do stick. So you've got the magnet and you've also got that clip, and yep, as you can see, that sticks really well. So that's the actual clipboard made. You can obviously go ahead and use it straight away if you wanted to. I would like to tart mine up a little bit. I have got the printable here. This comes with the kit. You will also, as a subscriber, get a download code so that you can print this for free. I will also be using, this is also, this is a download for everybody using the kit. Again, you get one in the kit, but you can print this off, everybody can, so you can use it as many times as you want, and you've got the old sort of retro style type font. I am going to put some wording here, and I'm going to cut these out and stick it along the bottom. I decided to use the wording, the word today on the bottom of my card, so I am going to cut these out. Obviously you can cut them by freehand, but I've decided to cut them out with these. I can't think we need these ones. Obviously if you want, this is just the one letter on each one. If you want more, you've got the code then in the kit to download, so you can print off as many times as you want. And obviously you can also choose the size that you print. These are a 5x7, but as you're printing them yourself, you can choose whatever size you want. So I am going to now start to cut out my letters, and I will stick them on the bottom. So I'm cutting them into squares, and I'm going to stick them down there. Before I add my letters, I've decided to use this old mask and some red de-stress stain. This wasn't actually bought as a mask. I actually bought it years ago, and it was for the chipboard hearts, but I kept the blank one here, the negative, and I use it now as a mask, and it always works really well. So I'm going to use that just so that my background has a little bit of colour, and I will need to leave that to dry. Doesn't that look wonderful? So you could always make yours by hand. If you have some templates of hearts, you could have a piece of grey board. I've got, like, for example, I always keep this that comes in packaging. It's just grey board with when I buy card, and you could actually cut out your own hearts, or if you've obviously got like a silhouette machine or something, you could create your own mask. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and I have got my letters here. I am going to back them onto some black card and cut them out. I've just blasted the board with the heat gun for a short bit, and I've got my letters cut out and stuck onto the black cardstock. They just stand out so much better now. I'm just going to finish this one, and I'm going to stick some on with glue and some with foam tape, so just so that they pop a little bit. And I'm going to do them over to one side. I might actually hang them off there a little bit and layer them up. There we go. And then I'm going to finish with a heart. I might even do a typewriter actually at the end. Where shall I put that one? Let's do that like that. Slide that one underneath. There we go. They just stand out so much better that way, don't they? And then I'm going to use my circle punch. Oh, let's not stick that upside down. Quite like the heart actually. Should I do the heart or the yellow? I'm going to go with yellow. Quick change of mind there. And I'm going to pop that on there. And then I'm also going to cut this out, the little tabs. I think these are really cute. If these are too small for you to use, I'm going to use all three I think actually. Remember, obviously as a subscriber you will get the download code, so all you need to do is just print them out onto larger cardstock or onto paper, and then you've got your larger tabs. This is just the card that comes in the kit is just like a 4x6 size, like a standard photograph size. So it's up to you then what size you print them off. If you've got, like, you could print them off onto a regular A4, or if you've got a larger printer you could even go as far as like an A3, so that they'll be nice and large then, and you can use them on other projects. So I am going to pop some of these up here. Okay, I've put the little tabs at the top there. So we've got those there, and let's just see how much space I've got. Let's pop that there. That goes quite well, doesn't it? Actually, I know what I might do. You could even add the twine in the top to hang it, couldn't you? That would be quite nice. If you poke it through, and then you've got a little hook, so I'm not going to do that right now, but I think I'm done. I know what I was going to do actually. I was going to just go around the outside with my pen, just add some little lines just to finish off that edging. The mist and the paints are nice and dry now. Although I've always got my planner on my... oh, I've just managed to get red paint on there. That wasn't very good, was it? Yeah, so make sure things are properly dry before you do this. Although I've always got my planner out on my desk, I still like to have little notes around the house, as I'm obviously not always at my desk. I work from home, so I don't go very far, but I still like to have notes up in the kitchen. For example, I've always got a shopping list note, so as I run out of things or realise that I need to buy things, I just write them on the kitchen. I have my menu in the kitchen, plus now I've really balls that up, haven't I? Plus now, as the kids are getting older, there's more lists and things needed, so I do find them handy to have around the house. I'm going to replace that as I really bodge that up. I'm always so impatient. I can never wait for things to properly dry. Right, hands are a bit cleaner now. In the kit you also get a personalised list, so let's try and use this one without getting red paint all over that. So that's going to be my goals today. First goal of the day, try not to be so impatient, Lisa. Right, so whoops, there we have it. That is my finished board, like you saw before. You've got the magnet on the back, and or you can do it with a clip at the back as well. So that's my DIY kit for Lollipop Box Club in September. Hope you enjoyed that. Any questions, please do ask. Try not to make as much mess as me as well. I always seem to get paint, ink and everything everywhere. But I guess that's all part of the fun of it, isn't it? I shall see you soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye.